Welcome back to the Myst channel. If you're here, you're likely on a journey to understand the true meaning of forgiveness, not just for others, but for yourself. It's a big topic, and we're about to dive deep into it today. But before we start, let me ask you this. When was the last time someone really hurt you? I'm not talking about a minor disagreement. I mean the real stuff, the betrayal, broken promises, or moments when you felt your trust was absolutely shattered. If you're like most people, you've probably been told that forgiveness is the answer to any emotional wound. But here's the twist. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. Before you click away thinking, well, that's not what I thought, hear me out. When we talk about forgiveness, we're not talking about reconciliation with the person who hurt you, nor are we suggesting that you simply pretend like it never happened. In fact, forgetting could actually be harmful in some cases. Forgiveness is about releasing the emotional grip that someone else's actions have on you. It's about taking back control of your own life and peace. You know that old saying, forgive and forget? Sounds beautiful, doesn't it? But sometimes, forgetting can lead to letting people who hurt you back into your life, people who might do it again. So, as we go through this video, I want you to remember, forgiving doesn't mean going back to where you started. It means moving forward with your head high and your heart a little lighter. But why exactly should you forgive? What does it really do for you? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why forgiving someone is not about letting them off the hook. It's about setting yourself free. Why forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. Let's start with one of the most misunderstood aspects of forgiveness: reconciliation. I get it. Sometimes you forgive someone, and your natural impulse is to restore things to how they were before. But here's the reality. Forgiveness doesn't automatically lead to reconciliation. Imagine you have a friend who constantly cancels plans with you, ignores your messages, or leaves you hanging. One day they show up with an apology and a gift. You forgive them because, well, forgiveness is for you. But does that mean you should let them back into your life just because they said they're sorry? Not necessarily. Let's be real here. People can apologize all day, but unless their behavior changes, the same pattern will repeat. This is where the power of boundaries comes in. Reconciliation only works if both people involved are willing to change. Sometimes the healthiest choice for you is to simply move on without that person. It's like cleaning out your closet. You might forgive the jacket that no longer fits, but you don't have to keep it, right? In the same way, you can forgive the person who hurt you without needing to re-invite them into your life. So remember, forgiving someone doesn't mean you have to take them back. It's about freeing yourself, not opening the door to more pain, the emotional impact of betrayal. Now let's talk about something a little deeper. Betrayal. Betrayal can come in many forms. A friend who shares your secrets, a partner who cheats, or a family member who turns their back when you need them most. Betrayal can feel like a gut punch, leaving you questioning everything, your judgment, your choices, and even your worth. But let me say this loud and clear. Betrayal does not define who you are. The emotional impact of betrayal can feel like a wound that doesn't heal easily. It makes you question your trust in others and even in yourself. You start wondering, why did I trust them? Was I too naive? Should I have known better? I've been there. I remember when a close friend betrayed my trust. It felt like a deep, dark pit opened in my chest. For weeks, I replayed our conversations in my head, trying to figure out where I went wrong. But here's the truth. The more I replayed the situation, the more I hurt myself. The person who hurt me, they were moving on with their life, probably not giving it a second thought. But here I was, carrying the weight of their actions, emotionally drained and stuck in the past. It wasn't until I made the decision to forgive, not for them, but for myself, that I began healing. Forgiveness is the only way to stop the endless cycle of betrayal in your mind. By forgiving, you're telling yourself that you're no longer going to be held hostage by someone else's actions. You're taking back control of your emotions. That's true power, recognizing patterns of toxic behavior. So we've talked about betrayal, but let's go deeper. Have you ever been in a relationship, whether with a partner, friend, or family member, where you felt like you were constantly walking on eggshells? You knew something wasn't right, but it was hard to pinpoint. That's toxic behavior. And recognizing it early on is crucial to protecting yourself. Toxic people often play mind games. They may manipulate situations to make you doubt your own thoughts and feelings. This is called gaslighting, and it's one of the most dangerous forms of emotional manipulation. For example, Let's say you've expressed to your partner that you need more quality time together. They say they understand, but their actions tell a different story. They're constantly busy with work, friends, or other priorities. The longer you stay in that relationship, the more you might start questioning your own needs. That's toxic behavior in action. You don't have to accept this kind of treatment, even if you're convinced that people will change if you just give them more chances. The reality is, patterns don't change unless the person genuinely wants to change. And often they don't. Recognizing toxic behavior means learning to trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Trust yourself. The power of setting boundaries after forgiveness. Okay, now we get to the good stuff. Boundaries. Once you've forgiven someone, what comes next? Setting clear, firm boundaries is the next step. Boundaries are what protect your peace and your emotional health. Think about it. Boundaries aren't just about saying no to others. They're about saying yes to you. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. It's like putting a lock on the door to your mental and emotional space. Imagine someone constantly walking into your home without knocking. After a while, you'd get frustrated, right? If you don't set boundaries, people will continue to disrespect your emotional space. This is why it's crucial to define what's acceptable and what's not. I know a lot of people struggle with setting boundaries because they don't want to seem rude or confrontational. But here's the truth. Setting boundaries is not only kind, it's necessary. If you don't protect your peace, no one else will. When I first learned to set boundaries, it was uncomfortable. But now, I can tell people, I'm happy to forgive you, but I need to protect myself by taking a step back. It's empowering. Boundaries are self-care. How to protect yourself from repeat offenders. Let's be real, some people just don't change. So what do you do when someone keeps violating your boundaries? Well, the sad reality is that repeat offenders will continue to hurt you, and you're under no obligation to give them a second chance. You don't need to keep letting someone walk all over you just because they say, "I'm sorry." Actions speak louder than words. And let's face it, some people will never change unless they truly want to. Ask yourself, am I okay with this person's behavior continuing? If the answer is no, then it's time to let go and move on. You don't owe anyone your time or emotional energy, especially if they keep hurting you. Why letting go is key to personal growth. If you're still holding on to past hurts, you're not growing. You're stuck in a loop of anger, resentment, and pain. And trust me, that's not where personal growth lives. Letting go of past hurts isn't about excusing bad behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional weight that's keeping you stuck. When you let go, you create space for growth and new possibilities. I remember holding on to anger after a close friend betrayed me. I thought that by holding on to that anger, I was somehow protecting myself. But the truth is, I was just keeping myself stuck. When I finally let go, it felt like a huge weight was lifted. I started feeling lighter, more at peace, and more open to new opportunities. Letting go is like cleaning out your emotional closet. It's tough to part with old things, but once you do, there's room for better things. Letting go isn't about giving up. It's about making room for something greater. Forgiveness and self-worth, reclaiming your power. Forgiveness is the key to reclaiming your power. When you forgive, you're saying, I am not going to let you control my emotions anymore. I am taking back my peace, my happiness, and my power. Forgiveness is an act of self-love. It's about telling yourself, I deserve better. I am worthy of love, respect, and peace. When you forgive, you stop being the victim of your circumstances and become the hero of your own story. You take back control, and that is the most empowering decision you can make. Forgive, heal, and thrive. To sum it all up, forgiveness is for your peace, not for the other person. Reconciliation is a choice, but it's not necessary for forgiveness. Boundaries are essential for protecting your emotional health. Recognize toxic patterns and stop accepting disrespect. Let go of the past so you can make room for growth and healing. Forgiveness is the ultimate act of self-love. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of healing and growth. If you're leaving this video feeling empowered and ready to forgive, heal, and thrive, then I've done my job. And hey, if you know someone who could benefit from this message, share this video with them. Your simple act of sharing could be the spark they need to reclaim their peace and start their healing journey. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey with me. Keep growing, keep evolving, and keep forgiving. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss an empowering video. Forgive, heal, and thrive. Stay connected. Until next time, stay strong, stay kind, and stay you.